So, Luka's coming to town. How are you guys going to stop Luka? Give us the whole game plan.
Well, obviously, Luka is, in my opinion, one of the top three players in the world, and he's very handful. What he does in pick and roll and against any coverage that you can imagine, the way he plays in ISO, the way he's posting up, the way he's scoring, getting to the free throw line, he's elite of the elite. So it's gonna be another game that we gotta see multiple players guarding him and really trying to slow him down. You're not shutting him down, but it's how to slow him down, how to make it hard on him. That's gonna be the name of the game plan.
It feels like for your team, like you stress so much about sort of everybody taking responsibility and defending their matchup and being on ball. Like you guys got to be one of the teams that don't double as much. It feels like, but of course, there's going to be certain players that really will require that sort of like next level of aggression. How do you sort of balance that out with the team in terms of wanting to be great on ball defensively and taking control of that, but also sending help when necessary?
Right, but it's the finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to constantly be pushing players to improve and team to improve how we guard the ball, how we controlling ISOs and pick and rolls and whatnot. But there is also like the certain players and certain matchups that you gotta be smart there and like it's always with those type of players is pick your poison. If you're gonna try to take away from him, which opens up more for the rest of the team, and it's walking that fine balance. And a lot of times you go in a game with one game plan, and then you gotta adjust depending what's happening on the court, right?
What do you make of the schedule, the way that it's been lately? It seems like you guys have had a lot of back-to-backs in a pretty short period of time. Do you have to do anything differently as a coach in terms of like managing usage? Have you talked to guys about doing things differently in terms of managing their bodies during a stretch like this?
I mean, first time when I came to U.S. soil and coaching in G League, I sat down with Paul Rivers, who was GM at the time with our program with OKC. And first thing that he told me is like, when you look at the schedule, don't try to make any common sense out of it. And that was my lesson for G League and NBA, and it's just like taking one game at a time. Obviously, when you play 5 games in 7 nights, you really try to emphasize recovery with players, and potentially some guys playing a little bit of shorter stints so they can be a little bit fresher for the end of the game. Control those small things, but at the end of the day, schedule is it hits you at some point of the season. Doesn't matter who you are in this league. It's happening for us right now, and our best hope is to be healthy and to have all guys available and give it best every single night.
In a lot of cases with players like Brandon who are coming off a season, played 18 games, missed a lot of time, long layoff, they'll have like a load management night, a rest night every now and then. You guys haven't done that. Is that how much of that is kind of a team decision? How much of that is Brandon saying like, no, like if I can be out there, I want to be out there? I mean, certainly he's dealt with a lot of injuries in his career. Is this something that like he's taking pride in, the idea of being available and out there every night?
Brandon definitely he's taking a lot of pride into being available. He worked so hard this summer to put himself in a position to be available and to compete every single night. And as the season goes, he's just entering now 6 weeks of reconditioning how to play in NBA games with minutes, with getting hit and all of that. And he's exactly where he needs to be at this point of season. Obviously, we're really satisfied with him and the way how he competes every single night and him being available. So definitely, he's taking a lot of pride being available every night.
Coach, over the past couple of games, you've had aggressive starts to the games where you look like offensively you're going very well. But in the end, like especially in the fourth quarter, it seems to be stagnant and the big leads evaporate for some reasons. Can you talk about what you've seen in that and how you can fix that?
And every game is a little bit different, right? We had games that we started really well. We had games that we started slow. 48 game is a long game. You're gonna at some point you're gonna have like a couple of dry minutes here or there, and depending of a game to game, it can be different reasons, right? I thought that in our game against Portland, we did not do a great job against their zone. We did not attack the way we know and how we usually play against zone, which kind of like gave them a little bit of life. But even on the other side of the ball, we allowed them to make 8-0 run and to get some wide open threes, and and then one thing bleeds into another. And I keep stressing that this is the best league in the world, the best teams, best coaches, and that's why it's you can never take it for granted. You have a 12-point lead, 15-point lead with 6 minutes to go, doesn't really mean much. And I'm saying on the other side, when we're down 10 points or 12 points, we're in the game. It's just going to come down to really execution at the end. And last night Yak was unbelievable. Those last 3 minutes for us. Brendan Ingram made a great read and cut to score a layup. We rebounded the ball when we needed. Scotty blocked the shot when we needed. Jamal had a great stop when we needed. And even those type of games, it's like you gotta find a way to close the game. So there is not one formula. I wish I had an answer for that great question, but we're really learning it on the fly.
How much is that about missing RJ Barrett in the recent few days?
You wanted to start a question with that, and then you ended up here. I mean, RJ means a lot to us, obviously, offensively, and his ability to touch the paint and to play make and to score. He means so much for us, and he allows. He gives different perspective as well to our second unit when he's sharing the court with those guys in the second unit. So obviously, we're missing him a lot, but we're not complaining. We're just trying to maximize what we have right now.
Darko, what's been the toughest thing to replicate offensively without RJ? Is there a component?
And they're not really trying to replicate, because whoever is going to step there, you're not going to be RJ. But can you bring some other things that are unique for you? Is that going to be Jamison Bell and hoping that he's going to open up the floor for us more with his shooting? Is there going to be Jacoby and who's going to bring really good on-ball defense? And all of those opportunities, whoever get those opportunities, they're so valuable for those guys to learn what it looks like to be a starter. But they're really trying to focus to our style of play more than like, you gotta, step in the shoes of RJ Barrett.
And is it hard to balance that development of some of those younger guys while also carrying the expectations of a winning team now? Does that become a difficult balance?
I don't see any expectations of us being winning teams, so we're not getting in those waters. We're the team that's competing every single night and taking one game at a night. So we're not getting into all of that media spin about what we need to be and what you guys would like us to be.
You don't expect to win?
We do expect to win every single game. But our focus is going to be there on continue to develop players individually and our whole group.
Which Luka was asked about your team the other day. I don't know if you saw the clip, and he said he doesn't watch the NBA much, but he doesn't know much about your team, but he likes what the coach is doing over there in Toronto. What did you make of that?
I love Luka, and he's an amazing player, and if that's what he really thinks, I appreciate the kind words.
When did you first become aware of this kid being so great?
Well, when I was coaching in Madrid, he came there and he was in youth programs with Real Madrid when he was 14 years old, and from that time, like I knew that this kid is going to be very, very special. And what he did in European basketball, nobody else can compare with that at that young age, to win EuroLeague, to be MVP of the EuroLeague. Not even Dražen Petrovic or Vlade Divac or Peja Stojakovic, none of those guys that made like amazing and huge careers. They were not able to do what he did at that age in playing in Europe. I remember him playing finals of EuroLeague against Fenerbahce, and Fenerbahce was kind of like daring him to take shots, and he was 17 years old at the time, and they lost that game because he missed some wide open shots. He came 1 year after that, and he completely dominated. Same opponent, and he completely dominated the game, and Real Madrid won EuroLeague. So that's really, really hard to do in a league, playing against grown men. And then he came to NBA. There was no surprise for me, like what kind of career he's playing now.
I'm going to drop up. Darko, you're supposed to be in that meeting.